Hello and welcome to the channel. My name is Devin, and in this series I challenge myself to a focused run through a game that is usually absolutely absurd. Today I will be answering the question, can you beat Fallout 3 with only a shish kebab? I started this run off by naming myself with a very proper name and made myself look like that one guy in that pickup truck. For my special stats, I decided to go with strength and intelligence. At my 10th birthday party, I learned that if you eat the sweet roll from Old Lady Palmer, then talk to Butch, he becomes a bit more irate than usual, which I found very funny.
What? Dang, I love those sweet rolls old lady Palmer makes.
Now, with the BB gun, it technically is a failure to the challenge. However, you cannot get past the tutorial without killing the rad roach with the BB gun. So, comment if you think this negates the run, but I do think it's fair to discount this as a means for progression. Jonah decided to faint because he realized Dad was actually Liam Neeson. I then had a flashback to middle school. To show them up, though, I went on and passed the Tom Brady with flying colors. I then began exiting the vault, but I can't use anything for this run except the shish kebab, which is a blueprint found in the wasteland. I ran into Butch and he gave me some words of encouragement before I left. I then watched two people run from the exit towards the incoming threat, which was in turn great for my escape. I ran around some rad roaches and blocked them in successfully with some skills. I attempted to talk to the overseer, but, well, yeah, I honestly just ran to his office and played chicken with the guards. No, nothing really stopped them. They just kept chasing me down. They even came down into the escape tunnel. Eventually, I made my way to the exit, or the entrance, and I gave my farewell to Amada. Before leaving, I learned that the guards will not leave the vault, which I thought was hilarious at the time. They can't leave that one specific line. Normally, outside the vault, you head towards Megaton, but for this run, we're going north. We need the shish kebab schematics, and there's several ways to obtain it. You can obtain the schematics through sheer luck of finding them on a dead NPC, buying them from a specific merchant, finding the weapon itself on an NPC, or if you know where to go, like me, you can find it north of Vault 101 near satellite dishes at a small hut on a table. First, I decided to find a lawnmower that had my blades. Then I decided to find some raiders because why the hell not? At the junkyard, I found the handbrake and gas tank I needed. And finally, I was able to craft the shish kebab. The shish kebab is a unique weapon because it deals a base damage as well as damage over time. I first paid a visit to Silver because she didn't want to pay what she owed. Then I made my way over to the sewers where some raiders were brawling with some friendly brothers from another mother. Venturing towards GNR through the sewers still to this day creeps me out. There's really just something ominous about it every time I do this part of the questline. After leaving the home of four cool turtles, I met up with the Sisterhood, and we made things go boom until I arrived at my first challenge. The giant behemoth is nothing to quarrel with, if you're a melee build, that is. I was pummeled time and time again, until I thought about it. Won't the Brotherhood take out the behemoth by default? So I waited until I claimed victory. Talking to Three Dog without any speech was a breeze. We shot the shit for some experience and intelligence. Then, on my first try, I got the speech requirement, and you shouldn't look any further into it. And then right outside is the worst, weirdest Fallout creature. I mean, just look at it. Look at it. Look at its face. I then robbed some guy's random shack. Then I talked to some random guy about getting some repairs. I stumbled upon some super mutants who were out on the town, only to be attacked when I provoked them. Then, when I was going to Rivet City, I made a small pit stop to ask for directions, but the locals don't like my kind, is what they said, around there, so I jumped back into safety. At Rivet City, I made my way over to Dr. Lee, where she told me to head over to Jefferson Memorial to find Daddy. Before leaving Rivet City, I decided to do a little shopping. Personal shopping. This was actually the first time I tried to do this method, and it works very well. At Jefferson's Memorial, I killed a bunch of super mutants until I found DD, Daddy's Diary. His entries explain that he traveled to Vault 112. Upon arriving to Vault 112, I entered the simulation and I went straight left to the abandoned house. I activated the puzzle for the failsafe, and I activated my secret trap card. How original. A Chinese firing squad that shorted out the simulation and shocked Dad, or Daddy, out of its grasp. As usual, Daddy was all but impressed with me. But alas, we need to venture back towards the place I came, Rivet City. Once I made my way back to Rivet City for the third time in the day, I talked to Dr. Lee where she told me to go back to Jefferson Memorial for the second time that day and repair the pipes underneath. While doing so, the Enclave attacked. It's really unclear where everyone was and what they were doing because I came back up and I was the only one fighting the Enclave. Liam Neeson, he was inside saving his daughter from her captors when... yeah, big surprise, right? While escaping, Dr. Lee showed me how well her negotiating skills actually were. See you later, Garza. And then, before I knew it, I found the Brother and Sister Foundation and we were home free. Dr. Lee now needs the Gek. Jeez, this woman. So I head over to Little Lamplight and I head down to where all the monsters are. Murder Pass. Murder Pass isn't too special. Just some super mutants in mass quantity. Brute force will usually win the fight. Soon, though, I make it to some vault doors, and I feel a sense of safety. That feeling quickly fades as I loot like a child in a playpen, nearly killing myself. And then a brim of hope as I see another door. Nope, just Vault 86. Vault 86 is an awful place. Decay, super mutants, and if you haven't noticed, a very low condition of my shish kebab. So I venture back, past more mutants, barely keeping my weapon from breaking. I make my way back to Rivet City for a fourth time for more repairs. Then back to Little Lamplight and back into hell. When I got back to Vault 86, Fox was down there, as he always was, and he helped me retrieve the Gek in exchange for a favor. That's when something I'm sure you saw coming happened next. Wait, hold on. No, here we go. You were captured, but they let you go, and for plot's sake, they let you go. At this point, everyone's pretty suspicious, and honestly, they kind of pulled mutiny, so here we go killing again, right? I found this helpless scientist, and he had loot that I just really wanted for some reason. And finally, I convinced the president that it was he who was the evil one, and told him to destroy himself because science. Outside, I found our friend Fox finally free and able to roam the world, and I then watched the light show unfold. I went back to the Citadel where I was given access to weaker armor and activated Liberty Prime. Walking with Prime down the streets of DC was absolutely devastating. It honestly was. It looked just like DC, to be completely honest. The final battle outside Jefferson Memorial was pretty epic. There were tons of exploded body parts spreading across the entire field. As I entered the rotunda, I knew that they stood no chance. My melee build, I had 100 melee, and the shish kebab, it just felt unfair, but hey, it's Fallout. So, as always, Colonel Autumn and his posse stood zero chance against myself and the Sisterhood. In the end, as any good hero would do, Sentinel Lyons died thinking there was no other option but for her to enter the control room and activate the purifier. When I locked the airlock, I told her, "We can go talk to Fox," but it's too late because I already locked the airlock. So I said farewell. And that, my friends, is how you beat Fallout 3 with only a shish kebab. If you enjoyed the video, please like, subscribe, comment, really do anything you can for more content of this genre. I plan to release more content each month. The next game I will be doing will most likely be Black Mesa doing something absurd, so please come back and stay tuned.